if I were to ask you a simple question, what are you? What would you say? What would you say you are? I think for a lot of us, we would immediately jump to, describing maybe what a human is, or just say, well, I'm a human, obviously. But I think there's more to it than just that. This is a question that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Because first off, if you said, oh, I'm a human, well, what exactly is a human, right? Like, what are you defining yourself as, right? A human is obviously this, or at least I would hope it is. You're going to be this. So what makes us human is, of course, our physical appearance of, face, and then also body, and then, whatever else you want to throw in there. That is what makes us appear human. Now, obviously, there's probably more to being human than just physical appearance, right? A lot of what makes us human is our own individual experience and our brain's ability to sort of ponder on that experience and develop our, personality and thoughts and actions as a result of past experience. That's probably what makes us human, to put it just in simple terms and not really get too complicated in what's what and all that. So obviously, then, we are human, right? Well, like I said, I obviously wouldn't be making this video if it was only going to be 2 minutes long of saying, what are you? Oh, human? Good. Alright. Never mind then. I think there's plenty more to it, because if you are human, well, I guess not if. Since you are human, right, and that's what you want to define yourself as, like, what part of you is able to say that, yeah, I'm human, right? Like, what's doing that? Where is that? Well, it's obviously the brain, right? The brain is being able to be like, okay, yeah, no, I'm human. Okay. So basically, essentially what we're able to do now is completely remove the brain. If, we have some nice, convenient magic or some crazy science, we can now remove your brain from your body and just have it be its own thing. Right? It's guaranteed to survive on its own. It's just, all you need to do is remove it, and there you are. Well, because you have the experience of being human, your brain is obviously still going to think the exact same way. You just won't be able to really have any senses, right? You can't speak, you can't hear, you can't see. But because your brain has all that information, you could still imagine the things around you, right? Like, you could still imagine you are exactly where you are right now, right? And you could still imagine conversations, right? Like, you could still have a conversation back and forth in your brain, no different than you can right now. You can imagine what things you knew sounded like, right? Like, if you think about a dog barking, you don't need your ears to really do that anymore. You know what a dog barking sounds like. And obviously so on, every sense. You can pretty much, you have a sense of what your senses are. So of course you're able to imagine them. Okay. So clearly now we're able to take the human and just make it a brain. It's just a brain now. But of course, there's still more to it than that, because now, right, we could just remove the conscious experience from that brain. Now imagine if we're able to do that. We have like a vacuum cleaner or something, just a crazy device, and we take the brain and we just go and we stuck the consciousness into like just a bottle or something. Now that might not even be really possible. I guess that's not really the point. But let's say for whatever reason it's possible, right? So now you are just a jar of consciousness. There's nothing in there except consciousness. Well, what the heck is that? So now pretty much it's no different than you were if you were just the brain, right? But now we have a jar of what once was a human and is now just a jar full of consciousness. And that jar of consciousness is still you, right? I don't think anyone would argue, oh no, that's not me. So, again, what are you? Where are you? Because if in this hypothetical world we're able to completely remove consciousness from you, well then you're still you, but you're just not human you anymore, right? So obviously this is something I've been thinking about a lot, and I know it's kind of like a weird question, but it's like if we define human as the body and the mind, like the physical thing is what makes us human, then obviously that's saying that our conscious experience and our thoughts and all that obviously isn't a physical thing, so that's not part of being human. That's just something else. But if you say, I am my mind, I'm what's up here, then what you're basically saying is I am my thoughts, my actions, my experience, my consciousness. Well, that's not actions, but your thoughts, consciousness, and experience. But those aren't tangible things. So if you say I'm what's up here, then you're not even really a physical thing. You're just sort of a collection of intangible things that is somehow experiencing a world outside of itself. I know that's very weird to think about, because obviously, like I said, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I don't think there's really any satisfying answer. Because of course you could say that you're both, right? You're what's here and what's here, but the reason I did that last part about how you could just kind of remove it, well, that's kind of proves that it can't be both, right? Because if it is both, then you could just completely just peel back layers until it's not. And I know you could argue, okay, well, but we can't really remove consciousness and all that from the brain, and well, I mean, fair enough, but there's still some part of the brain that is then an intangible thing. Like, you can't hold your consciousness specifically, right? Like, it's not something you can even, like, you can't have it in your hands. So basically what we end up with is everybody watching this is pretty much experiencing reality through like a filter of human. I know it sounds weird. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not human. You know, I still think, okay, I'm human, but like, I don't really know what that even is. Because like, we're beyond the point where it's just like, because it's so weird, because if you see a dog, you're like, okay, yeah, that's a dog, but that dog cannot consciously think, yes, I am a dog, and then it's not gonna go, oh, what's a dog? Like, other animals can't do that. So I find it very fascinating that we can sit and question the very existence that we have. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying before, it's like, I heard, again, I do this a lot in videos, but I heard an idea. I forgot exactly who said it. I know that happens all the time, but I hear a lot of ideas from a lot of different people, and I don't remember exactly which one this came from. Basically, imagine that you experience reality through a box, right? You are exactly how you are now, but you're sitting in a box. You know, for whatever reason, you either have food and water or you just don't need it, whatever. You can survive fully in this box. Okay? In this box, it's a comfortable box, right? It's not like just some steel box that you're just sitting in alone, right? You have a nice little chair. Say you have like a bedroom or something with a bathroom attached. Your food just drops through a hatch, and life's great, right? You just kind of do your thing. But in this box, there's like a office room, or whatever. You go to that office room, and in that office room, you just sort of have a computer or maybe a bunch of different monitors everywhere. And through those monitors, you can experience reality, right? You can sit in front of the screens and you can look and basically say you just have like a drone outside. And through that drone, you can pretty much experience all of reality, right? You have some sound system that can put the sounds in, so you can hear what's going on. You can see what's going on, but you're never actually there. That's pretty much what's happening right now. To an extent, right? Because you, being your brain, are seeing everything through the filter of your eyes, hearing everything through the filter of like your ears, right? And all senses pretty much fall into that category, right? Like whatever you are experiencing through your senses is through a filter of your brain. Because the you that's able to comprehend the fact that you are you cannot experience reality, because it's not like I said, it's not a tangible thing. Which is, like I said, there's no satisfying conclusion to this, and I didn't want to make this video super long, so it's probably not going to be much longer, but like, what even does that mean? It's so weird to think about. And I haven't done a whole lot of research and just kind of sat down thinking, like, what in the world am I? For a long time. And it sounds like I'm going through some, like, existential crisis or something, or I just, like, can't handle what's this. It sounds like I can't handle this question, but I can. I'm pretty comfortable with it. It's weird, but, I mean, what am I going to do? Rip my conscience out and be like, go be free? You know, there's nothing you can really do about it. So I'm kind of fine with it, but it is a very interesting question to think about. And I think the most interesting thing about it is the fact that we can question that, right? Like, that's so weird to think about. Is we as humans can sit down and ask, what are we? And not have a great answer for that. Unless you just go, oh, I'm human, and you just end it there. But I think this is why philosophical thought, in a lot of ways, is a very important thing, right? Because it allows you to question more deeply. I guess that would be more critical thinking, but regardless, I mean, I guess that's it. It's just kind of the ramblings of a thing that doesn't know what it is. So, but yeah, I mean, that's about all I have for this one. So yeah, go have a good filtered day.